In this video, we're going to take a quick look at the method that we can use for synthetic division of polynomials. And this method will apply for linear factors. And I'm going to give an entire, very detailed method summary, and we'll go through step by step. So if you want to take a screenshot of it and use it as you're learning synthetic division, that's a great idea. Otherwise, I'm going to post several more examples. This method really is a lot easier to see in action, and once you practice it a few times, you'll find it very, very simple. So don't be intimidated by how long this method looks. Be sure to check out the extra video examples. All right, so the diagram that's already showing is kind of what you'll use to set up your synthetic division. And let's go through step by step. It'll be kind of 3 big steps. And the first one is to prep your first row. That part's pretty easy. You'll just take one of your test roots from your Rational Roots Theorem. Go back and check out those videos if you want. But you're just seeing if the root actually is a root of your polynomial. So you put that in the box that says root. And then you'll list the coefficients of your polynomial in this first row, the blue boxes. Okay, and if you for some reason skip a term, like say there's no x squared term, you need to remember to put a placeholder 0 there. All right, so the synthetic division procedure kind of moves through, and you can see that the first coefficient is going to be dropped down. That's what that kind of turquoise green arrow is showing. You'll multiply the root times that new coefficient, the one you dropped down, that's in the first column, row 3, and you'll record that in the next column, row 2. So that'd be right here. Okay, then you would add the values in that new column, column 2, and record whatever, when you add them, you record that in the bottom of that column in row 3. Remember, this is just an overview. Examples will make it be a lot clearer. All right, you'll repeat steps 2 and 3 in your subsequent columns, moving to the right until you reach the last column. You'll put a box like I have shown around the remainder, so it'll always be in this spot. Okay, and then you'll be ready for analysis. So if your remainder is 0, then you have a root of your polynomial. That's great. You can write it as a point on the graph, and you can break the polynomial down into a more factored form and hopefully be able to fully factor it from there. Okay, if it's not equal to 0, then of course it's not going to be a root. Okay, and in that case, you can still write it as a quotient. So you divided a polynomial by a linear factor. You can write it as a quotient, and we'll go through that in an example later. And you can also still list the point for graphing. And you list that point, it's just going to be whatever the value is for your root as your x, and then whatever the value was for your remainder, I'm going to abbreviate there, that will be your y coordinate. All right, so that's the synthetic division method overview with a little analysis. So this chart is really great to use. I always kind of sketch this as I'm doing synthetic division. It just keeps everything organized. And of course, I kind of showed a general form of this. It's for a 4th degree polynomial, how it's written, because it has the 5 columns. So all you need to do, depending on what polynomial you're dividing, just make it have the appropriate number of columns. So you should have, look at your degree of your polynomial, and you'll have 1 more column than your degree. All right, so be sure to check out some more videos with examples, and you'll be a pro at synthetic division in no time.